guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing another video of my art school series. Let's talk about art school. Today it's going to be an assumptions video. So I put up a questions box on Instagram and asked you guys, what is your assumptions about art school? Now, considering the current situation and a few things to do with GSA in particular and probably loads of other art schools as well, some of these are a little bit judgy and, how would I explain, juicy, I suppose. But I'm just going to answer them honestly. It's what you guys have asked, and there's not really many like really serious questions really, but if there is anything that you would like to know, just comment down below and I can answer it, or you can send me a DM on Instagram, which often happens from my channel, and I don't mind, I can answer any questions that you've got to the best of my ability. So because I'm using my phone to record, I've got my laptop here and I'm just going to read out the questions and then I will answer them. So the first one I've got here is, they assumed that there would be more tuition and contact time with staff. My answer to that would be true, because I do feel like there isn't enough contact time. Like, see, when I'm watching vlogs with people at like Oxford, we've got all these contact hours like in the week, like that would be like as much as we get in the whole year. Like, it's few and far between and you don't get a lot of one-on-one at all. Next question is that it's not a real degree, and yeah, it is, and it's actually a very hard degree to do. I mean, it could be because of the school that I went to, but I did find that it's really hard, and because it's so self-motivated, it's not like there is no right and wrong, so you can't study to get like an A grade. You need to just miraculously, magically get it somehow by just doing as much as you can, and hoping for the best really, because there is no right and wrong answers. We also do things like a dissertation, so that's kind of the equivalent to what I don't know what a real degree is, but that would be what you would do for your degree. Also, art school's 4 years, not 3 years, so you do graduate with honours as well, which I think's good. But yeah, it's really difficult. We do our dissertation and our degree show in the same year, which is like, some university courses only do their dissertation the whole year, so it is a real degree and it is difficult. Yeah, I've had a lot of bad stress levels. The next assumption is it's rich people, and that's definitely not true, because I'm very poor and I have lived on my own since I was 16 and I've always been in college or education. I was funded by SAS, I've been living off student loan, I can't work, so I've literally been poor as heck at art school. And yeah, I mean, people do pay to go there that have got money, and yeah, fair enough to them, but it's not just for rich people, it's for anybody. You can work your way up to the top. You don't need to be like, you don't need to have money to do this. I mean, it helps. Like, if I had more money, I'd probably be able to create more things that cost money or that's more expensive, but I've gotten by with what I've had, and I've had to work a wee bit harder to get extra money that I need for any projects that are a bit more costly. Next assumption, most art school kids are up their own arse. Rude? No, well, there is a certain, I mean, everybody's different. I'm certainly not. I'm a very normal person about art school. Like, to me, it was just uni. It's just I'm there to work, get my bit of paper and get out of there, really. So to me, it's just like any other form of education. It's not, I'm not like I said, I'm not like rich and oh, I go to art school or whatever, you know. I would say there is some art people who are up their own arse, but these people, like, it's kind of like popular people in high school. Like, it doesn't really matter who you are in art school, because it's school, you're only learning, you're not who you're going to be in your future. So yes and no, but mostly no. I mean, I met some really nice people and they were just normal. Another assumption is they teach you different techniques to perfect the craft. Now, I did mention that the art school is self-motivated, which means you don't really have like classes per se. You just kind of, you have studio time, and then maybe in like first and second year, but I didn't go to first and second year at GSA. I went to first and second year at college, and I would say in first year we get shown a lot of techniques, but we weren't really encouraged to pick one technique and work with it. I mean, there is some people in my class who have perfected that have perfected a craft, that have chosen something that they're really into, and they've stuck with it, and they've developed it up, and they've gotten really good at it. But there's other people like me, like, well, over the past 2 years I have been working in metal, but before that I was like, I'm a multimedia artist. I will dabble in anything that I see fit for my project. So yes and no. I think there's the opportunity there to perfect the craft, but it's not like encouraged. Like, we don't have a woodwork class or a ceramics class. Like, we have woodwork and ceramic studios, and if you want to go there, that's up to you to go there and learn. There is technicians around to help, so if you've got a specific thing in mind, then they can help you kind of figure that out, but it is very much self-taught. Sorry if you can hear any noise in the background. I do live on a main road, so sometimes you can hear the cars. Next assumption. Everyone's art is about sex and nudity, lol, no hate. I would say there is a lot of nudity and sex related topics in a lot of people's work, but I think sometimes it's also to do with the fact that these are taboos and things that people don't talk about, and a lot of it's women. Like, women are like, they want to speak out about sex or nudity or nipples or something, and I think that's fine. I would say there is some people that you can see they're kind of following a trend, but like, I think it's something that needs to be openly spoken about, and it is part of like feminism or post-feminism or whatever, just being a woman and wanting to express that. And I suppose like sex is such an interesting topic as well, that I think it is something that is explored in the arts. The thing about nudity is I suppose it strips back from a lot of things. So like, a lot of performances you'll see that people perform nude or in like not very much clothing, and I think that's to take away your eye from like clothing pieces or that. So you kind of see you're kind of getting that raw performance, I suppose. But yeah, it's not everybody's art is about that, but there is a lot of it. And I suppose as well, when you get to people who are more into like classical fine art and do like life drawing and stuff, then it's just learning the anatomy and learning the human body, and the human body is one of the hardest things to draw and paint. So it's actually a really good skill to have, to draw nude poses and stuff. The next one is, it makes you all gay. Nah. No, it does not. Art school had nothing to do with my sexuality here or in the past, and there is a lot of openly gay people at the school, and that's because a lot of us are just non-judgmental, and everybody, you can be gay. There is no restriction on your sexuality for art school, and it's not really anything to do with the school whether you're gay or straight or whatever you are. So no, it doesn't make you all gay. Next assumption is, I assume you all share studios. This is quite like, yeah, no. So in our old studios, they were a bit more like, we kind of got like a wee like, like a wee kind of indent in a room, and then the middle was kind of open. But since moving into the Stowe building, we kind of have more of like, they're almost like little cubes in a room, like so many cubes, and there could be 3 or 4 people in each cube. So, but you still have quite a bit of space to yourself. So yeah, no. So the next assumption is that it's the most cutthroat place you'll experience and highly stressful. I mean, I think you need to have thick skin if you're coming to art school, because it is a very competitive place. Like, I think I spoke about it in my experience video. If you've not seen that, I do have a video on my art school experience, and I'll put it up in the cards. It's a it's somewhere where people are really honest and critical, and you need to be confident in your own work. You need to be like, open to criticism, and art is so subjective that it's hard to know where to go from where you are to get higher. Like, sometimes you can try something new that you think is going to make your grade higher, but it actually puts you down a peg, and it's frustrating. So it's something that is really difficult. And that's what I was saying when people were saying it's not a real degree. It's so hard. Like, it is very stressful. It is definitely highly stressful. I've had problems with stress, well, before art school, but my stress went crazy when I went to art school, because it is, especially going to Glasgow School of Art, everyone's amazing. Like, it takes something good to get in there. Like, it's a daunting place that, yeah, cutthroat. I mean, people are bold characters, and a lot of people have bold opinions. Your opinion matters as much as anybody else's. Like, if someone's got a louder voice than you, it doesn't mean that your opinion doesn't matter. Just because people are confident, and I suppose it's something you need to learn that will make your experience a bit better. But you can always just keep to yourself. I kept to myself. I kept my opinions to myself. I happily spoke up in crits and stuff, and I took criticism for my own work, which was fine, and I got through, and I got a good grade. So yeah, but yeah, it's so stressful. So the next assumption is it's a very competitive environment, and I was just talking about this. It is. It definitely is. So what I spoke about in my experience is like being a small fish in a big pond at a college or at school where you were before, because you've always got that kid in the class that's like really good at drawing or is really good at art, and like you're really good and that you've applied for art school and stuff. But then when you get into art school, you're with everyone else that is also like that. So people can be, basically everyone's at the same level. Everyone's really at a high standard to get in. So there is that competitive, it's like everybody's fighting to be the best. Everybody's trying to be different. Everybody's trying to be unique. So it's quite hard to find your voice and to be loud enough to be heard above others. But I would say that just be yourself, and art school isn't the be all and end all. Like, you're gonna go on to have your own career, so and a lot of people are there for different reasons. Like, personally, I want to become a practicing artist, but there'll be people there who want to be like primary school teachers or high school art teachers, or want to teach in colleges, or people that want to teach like groups, or that want to be curators or want to work in galleries. Not everybody's striving for the same thing, so it is very competitive, but I think it's quite a healthy environment sometimes, because I think it pushes you to be the best that you can be. The next assumption is that there's lots of opportunities. Yeah, no. I would say that, well, for me personally, I feel like the art school, when I was going to like the open days and stuff, they really prided themselves on how many opportunities they have. And yeah, we do get emails through all the time, all these different opportunities, but like I've never had one that applied to me that I could apply for. And a lot of, like, they almost describe it as if these opportunities are given to you on a plate. Like, they're part of the course, like you're going there for these things and they offer them to you, not like they just tell you where these opportunities are, if that makes sense. So yeah, we did get we had amazing opportunities for exhibitions, and I did say that before, but there was projects that were kind of hyped up and stuff from GSA particularly that I feel kind of got lost. And I feel there could have been so much more opportunities, especially with the Friday events. Like, people come and speak to us every week, and there was people who were really interested for our field in my third year there, but it was like twice. I think I went to two that I enjoyed, and that was it, which is a shame. And yeah, there's not a lot of opportunities. I think you need to make the opportunities for yourself. Next assumption is the people are all pretentious. Lol. Like I said before, when someone said they were stuck up their own arse, not everyone is. I mean, I'm not. I'm a poor art student, and I'm not pretentious at all because I have nothing to be pretentious about. I don't speak art lingo. I speak normally and simply, and I am dyslexic, so that's easy for me. Art's for everyone, and you shouldn't have to speak like some lingo to be able to understand art. It's something that's there for absolutely everybody. And the next assumption is, so they assume that you've got a very busy schedule. PS, love your videos, by the way. Thank you. And yeah, you do have a very busy schedule. You're basically scheduled, well, the art school's open 7 days a week. You are scheduled in 5 days a week, and you're expected to be in during the weekend. So you're basically meant to be there all the time. With sufficient breaks, obviously, but I suppose they expect you to be working how you would be working as a full-time artist, so you are very busy, and whilst you are like producing all this work, you need to go to like lectures. You've got your facts, which is your like academic side. You'll have like your Friday things, which is for the whole school, and then if you want to take part in any like what they called, like societies, or if you want to do any extra work for whatever, or if you want to do exhibitions and that, it is quite busy, but it pays off in the end. And yeah. So the next assumption is that you have to make art that you don't like. No. Like I said, I think I mentioned this in my last video as well, like, my advice is if you are trying to create something to a brief in your lower years, like first and second year, you can always interpret that how you interpret it. Like, you can create something on how you interpret it. So if there was something that you're wanting to make and you want to explore but it's not quite fitting the brief, like, just make it fit the brief. Like, just explain your way into how you feel that fits in, because like there's no point in making work you don't like. I mean, in first, because I didn't go to JC in first year, but first year where I went to, and from my friends that I know that have been in first year, you do a lot of experimentation with like techniques and materials, and it's just an introduction, and really you're encouraged just to like play and like just see where things go. And I think that is really helpful. And I do think, like, even if you feel like that you're making art that you don't like, you should just go along with it, because you'll find something you like and then you can hone in. Like, I remember in my first year I was printmaking for so long, and then I found sculpture, and what did I make? I think I made like a shelf with tampons, like used tampons hanging from it or something, and I was just like so bewildered by like translating a feeling and a thought process and a concept into an object, and I thought this was amazing, and then I ran with that, and that's what I've done ever since then. The first year I've worked on sculpture, and my art's always been like this feminist approach, always about like women or current situations in the world, even if it's been a brief that's like been really random, like environment. I've like taken that, like we once had an environment and something to do with the environment brief, and I took for that the homeless environment, and then I done things about the anti-homeless spikes, and that ended up, that was from personal experience because I've been through the homeless system. So it all kind of like, even though they weren't asking me for a personal response or a personal artwork or something to do with politics or anything like that, that's what I gave them. I got a good grade because I had just interpreted what I read. So yeah, the short answer is no, you don't have to make art you don't like, just make art you like and make it fit into their box, pretty much. The next assumption is that everyone's a Tory. No, I'm not a Tory, and yeah, no, I'm not even going to talk about politics in this video. And the next assumption is you're all stupid. Obviously not. And then this assumption is, we're getting to the end now, so this assumption is there's lots of events and activities, and that is so true. Like, there's always something going on, even not just with the art school, but in Glasgow there's just lots of stuff going on. There's always like drawing classes or nights out or like different types of things going on, exhibitions. There's always loads of exhibitions that you can go to, in museums and stuff like that. Like, there's lots. And the last assumption is that you had no school because it burned down. This is my worst thing that people ask me, honestly. Like, on YouTube videos, people comment like, oh, you can't go to Glasgow School of Art because it burned down. One building burned down. We own so many buildings. We own like almost a full hill of buildings, and we've just bought a huge new building, which is a store, which most of us are all in there now. So yeah, the Mac building did burn down twice, unfortunately, and there was no one in it the second time it burned down. It was still under construction from the first fire, and I think the new director is planning to build up in some way or form or something. I don't know completely, because honestly I've not got time for that right now. So yeah, no, we have plenty of buildings, and it was only one of the buildings, no one was in it. First time people were using it, obviously, and people lost work and stuff, and a degree show. But yeah, no, we do have a school. We've got lots of buildings. We've got the Reed, which is right across from the Mac, which burnt down, which is a massive big building, which we're not in, but we're in Stowe. So yeah, that is all of the art school assumptions. I hope it answered some questions that people were kind of wanting to know from experience of going there. And yeah, I hope you liked the video, and the series will continue. I've got quite a few other ideas of what kind of videos to make, but if there is anything that you would like to see, just comment below, and I can see about making a video or including your question in another video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and share with anyone that you think would be into art school content, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!